Today, we're looking at the ultimate server war. The greatest open-source developer in history versus the most aggressive CEO in the lobby. One wanted to give out free Wi-Fi to the whole map. The other wanted to microtransaction the sun. Welcome to History 404. Character 1. Nikola Tesla. Before the 1880s, the global server was basically running on dark mode. In 1884, a brilliant developer named Nikola Tesla spawned on the American server. He logged in with exactly 4 cents in his inventory, but his intellect stats were completely maxed out. He immediately joined the biggest tech guild in the game, Edison Machine Works. Edison's proprietary software was direct current, or DC. To Tesla, the code was absolute garbage. It sparked, it was inefficient, and it couldn't transmit power far. Edison told Tesla, "If you can fix my broken system, I'll give you a $50,000 bonus." Tesla spent months completely rewriting the architecture and fixing Edison's machines. When he asked for the legendary loot drop, Edison just laughed and said, "Tesla, you don't understand our American humor." The bonus was a lie. Tesla instantly rage quit the guild. But starting an indie studio is hard. For a while, he literally had to dig ditches just to buy food items. But he never stopped working on his masterpiece, alternating current, or AC. Unlike DC, AC could change direction, allowing it to travel hundreds of miles without losing power. An investor named George Westinghouse realized Tesla's code was the future and bought the patents. The war of the currents had officially begun. Tesla's superior build versus Edison's massive monopoly. Edison immediately launched a toxic smear campaign in the global chat. But Tesla let the tech speak for itself. In 1893, Tesla and Westinghouse powered the entire Chicago World's Fair. Tesla literally passed millions of volts through his own body on stage just to prove it was safe. They won the ultimate contract, building the first massive power plant at Niagara Falls. AC became the global standard. Tesla had completely rewritten the server's backend. He should have been the richest player in the game. But when Westinghouse ran into financial trouble, Tesla simply tore up his royalty contract to save his friend's company. He deleted his own infinite money glitch because he cared more about the tech than the loot. Now he set his sights on the ultimate endgame project, Wardenclyffe Tower. He wanted to transmit information and electrical power through the air, wirelessly. He was basically trying to invent free global Wi-Fi in 1901. He got funding from the ultimate server whale, banker J.P. Morgan. But when Tesla explained that the energy could be pulled from the air by anyone for free, Morgan realized you can't put a meter on free air. He instantly cut the funding. The tower was dismantled and sold for scrap metal. Tesla's biggest project crashed before it could even launch. As the years went on, his ideas got even more advanced. He invented remote control, neon lighting, early X-rays, and even drew up plans for a directed energy weapon he called the Peace Ray. But the server had moved on. They thought he was just a crazy old NPC. He spent his final years living in cheap hotel rooms, completely broke. He stopped talking to people and started hanging out exclusively with pigeons. He famously claimed to have fallen in love with a specific white pigeon. In 1943, he logged out for the last time. He died with massive debts and zero loot. Immediately after his death, the government rushed in and confiscated all his personal files. Because even though they called him crazy, they were terrified his code actually worked. Tesla wasn't a businessman. He was a pure developer. He built the engine that runs our entire modern world. Every time you plug something into a wall, he just spawned about a century too early for his own good. He left the server empty-handed. Character 2. Thomas Edison. If Tesla was the open-source developer, Thomas Edison was the ruthless CEO. He didn't just want to build cool tech, he wanted to own the entire server. Edison is famous for inventing the light bulb. But that's a massive misconception. Dozens of other players had already figured out the basic code for electric light. Edison didn't write the original code, he just optimized it so it could be heavily monetized. He built the first major R&D lab in Menlo Park, hiring brilliant devs to grind out patents for him. He eventually held over 1,000 patents. He basically copyrighted the future. But his flagship product, direct current, DC, had a massive rendering limit. DC power could only travel about a mile before losing voltage. To power a whole city, you would need a loud, dirty power plant on every single block. When Tesla's AC power emerged as a vastly superior system, Edison realized his monopoly was failing. Instead of upgrading his software, he decided to completely destroy Tesla's reputation. He started a massive public smear campaign to convince everyone that AC power was lethal. He paid people to capture stray dogs and cats, and publicly electrocuted them using AC power to show the server how dangerous it was. Years later, his film company even recorded the electrocution of a circus elephant named Topsy. He literally funded the invention of the electric chair for prisons just to brand AC power as the executioner's current. But despite the insane griefing, the tech was just too good. Tesla and Westinghouse won the war of the currents. And then karma hit Edison hard. His main investor, J.P. Morgan, realized DC was a dead game. He forced Edison out of his own company. The company dropped his name and became General Electric. The ultimate CEO got hostile taken over. Most players would quit forever. But Edison was the master of pivoting to new skill trees. He perfected the phonograph and literally figured out how to record audio. Then he became one of the founding fathers of the motion picture industry. He created a massive patent trust. If you didn't pay his subscription fee, he sent actual hired thugs to smash your cameras. It was literal PvP in real life. Indie filmmakers had to run as far away from the East Coast as the map allowed. They settled in a sunny desert biome called Hollywood, just to be out of range of Edison's legal snipers. Edison didn't care. He just moved on to launch a massive, terrible DLC, concrete houses. He thought you could just pour a whole house into a mold in one day. He even tried to invent concrete furniture and concrete pianos. The player base rejected it completely. The physics were just too clunky. But Edison just shrugged off the financial loss. His personal stamina bar was famously glitched. He claimed sleep was a waste of time and famously only slept 3 or 4 hours a day. He would just take micro naps under his desk when his character got too tired. As a guild leader, this was a highly toxic boss mechanic. He expected all his devs to grind 100-hour weeks without logging off. He teamed up with Henry Ford to build better batteries for electric cars, trying to control the transportation meta. But in his later years, his projects got even weirder. He tried to hack the post-game lobby. He reportedly worked on a spirit phone, a device designed to record the voices of dead players. He literally tried to open a voice chat with deleted accounts. Edison wasn't a lone genius coding in the dark like Tesla. He was the guy who bought the studio, monetized the engine, and sold the copies. He figured out how to mass-produce innovation for the entire player base. When he finally logged out in 1931, he was considered a massive national hero. The night of his funeral, communities across America initiated a massive server-wide event. They dimmed their lights or turned them off for 1 minute in total darkness. He didn't invent the light bulb from scratch, but he successfully owned the concept of it. The ultimate CEO who treated history like a hostile takeover. He changed the game forever. Sector 2 cleared, preparing final verdict. 2 legendary players, 2 completely different playstyles. Tesla had the pure skill. Edison had the ruthless meta strategy. Tesla's code won the war, but Edison's business model built the industry. You can't play the modern game without both of them. So who really won the dev wars? Drop a comment below with your winner. Hit subscribe and enable notifications to patch your timeline. We'll see you in the next patch update.